Let's go to Mother Base. We got some other stuff to look at. And it's not Tarpon. Or Habu Viper. No, it's actually returning to the title screen first. Because, like I said, there's a couple camos that you can't get unless you have a hacked save. And a hacked save I indeed have. Yep, this is one you can get from Game FAQs, and they named themselves Deadly Psycho with all sorts of stupid stuff in there. It's a save file from, like, I think even before 2014. I can't really blame them for their handle, but it genuinely, shout outs to this person, Deadly Psycho 777, if you're listening. Because of you, I actually get to show off some of the additional t-shirts that you can't normally get. So let's take a peek at those.
Commence.
Yep. Single. Mission prep. Alright. Stonefish. No, we want to see them on Snake. Alright. So where are these in the list? Oh, here they are. Oh, yeah. Alright. So, of course.
Going with the T.
Going with the T. This is the basic t-shirt that you get in the game, but there were some other ones. These are all real shirts you could buy at one point at Uniqlo.
Going with the T.
Yep. Now you can look good while getting your sneak on.
Going with the T.
Okay, I guess the t-shirt is the same as the Jungle Fatigues. Cooperative operations? Yeah.
Going with the T.
Peace Walker. That one's pretty good. An MSF logo t-shirt. Same, but in blue. Big Boss. I like to play with this one. I think this one's pretty good. And of course, this one's just a little bit better. This one's really hard to see, but it's a piece of artwork from the opening. Now, another thing to point out... Oh, why do we have an additional snake? What is... Okay, that's weird. Like I said, it is a hacked save file. Let's grab Stonefish here. And let's go to the t-shirt with her.
Going with the T.
So for female soldiers, the t-shirt, the way they wear it's a little different. It's not tucked in, so some of these you can actually see a bit more of the image. And I'll use Stonefish here to show off the rest of them because some of them are pretty special. This is two people with boxes on their heads. Again, these textures are really low resolution, so it's a little hard to see some of these designs, but these are all real things you could buy at one point. And I think the way it worked is if you bought these overpriced t-shirts, they came with a little code you could enter, and it had to like ping the server that's no longer up. That's why you need a modified save file. Oh, that's pretty stylish. Dog tags, and of course we got Snake on the back. The Peace Walker black tee has so much R, it's the kind of thing that just hits different if you're 7 foot tall and 300 pounds. Yeah. Yeah. Now, here's some weird ones. A lot of them don't show up, but some of them do. We've got Hori here. Every Moment has its music. That's the Walkman t-shirt. Again, some of them just don't display. The Fox t-shirt. Now, this is one I did have, but I lost my original save file, and it's unfortunate. So I actually bought, and I have right here next to me, the Peace Walker PSP. I had an original black PSP, but then it ended up getting water damaged. I think, like, I think it got rained on or something. I can't remember. I ended up needing to get a new PSP, so I waited until this came out, and I got the Peace Walker camo PSP, and it came with a download voucher for this t-shirt. So I had that on my old file from back in 2010, and then at one point while transferring over to my PS3 and playing the game, there was a power outage in the middle of me saving, so the file got deleted. So I do, legally own this shirt, but I can't get it without resorting to a downloaded save file. So yeah, it's a pretty good shirt, though. I like it. And, let's see. I know there were some Japan exclusive t-shirts as well. And I thought they displayed... I believe these are the Japan exclusive ones. I thought they actually did display on this version of the game, but I guess I'm wrong. So unfortunately, we can't take a look at those. But yeah, still, a couple additional t-shirts. They're pretty cool. However, we're not done yet. We're still not done yet. Because what if there was, like, I don't know. What if we go back to my file? Just to prove that I've completed the game. I only wanted to use this save file to show off the t-shirts I can't access. But what if I told you there was still plot? Still story. All in tapes, of course. So, hey, settle down. Settle in. And let's listen to the real story. Apparently. Because there's some really wild revelations. Let's see. I think I just have to, go here. And we have to go to briefing files. Data files. Yeah, here we go. So for completing all of the extra ops, basically for 100%ing the game, we get the phone call. Which, of course, normally, you know how it goes with Metal Gear. You beat the game, you get the title logo at the very end, and there's a phone call, usually with Ocelot and someone else. Instead, we got Big Boss's villain monologue there. Well, what is the equivalent of the phone call in this game? Because Ocelot's not been here, so who's going to be on the phone? Who was phone?
It's me. Smoothly? Naturally? No. Big Boss doesn't know the truth. No, Langley hasn't decided what to do yet. Their hands are full with their own mess. True. Lubyanka is in the same boat. Yes. Other eyes continue to watch, but no sign of contact so far. Exactly. It's a non-state army to use however they want. They've probably decided there's no sense in wiping them out just yet. Better to make use of them. Indeed they have. There's a site near Angola. And we fully validated the AI as well. Agreed. In the end, a machine is just that. A machine. Sigyn was right.
Hey, Sigyn.
It seems it's time for a change in approach. Machines are best suited to specialize in high-level data processing. Yes, of course. Speaking of which, any news on the Suns?
The Suns?
2. Already.
2
Really?
of them.
But they're strictly an insurance policy.
They're 2 years old by now, even. Which is funny, because either that means
So that's
Solidus
the idea.
is a secret, or
I wonder
he's
how Big Boss
a
will
couple years
respond.
younger.
Yes, but I'm only interested in the business angle. Like I said before, I'm neither an enemy nor an ally.
Neither enemy nor friend?
I'm merely a business partner. Don't forget it. Yes, I'll be in touch. My dear Zero.
Yeah, so, again, I really like Kaz in this game, personality-wise, and I said, for a multitude of reasons, I think he's a very fascinating character. Boy, he's a piece of shit! He's like the least trustworthy guy ever! He's deep in cahoots with Zero, with our worst enemy, and just manipulating. Oh, he's awful. He's awful. So when he's gonna come up again, and I'm not gonna be trustworthy of him, and I see some spoilers, being said right now in the chat. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that scene where there's a whole room of people, and and Miller's there. We know that. So yeah, Miller's kind of like awful. Like legitimately awful. You know who's not so awful though? Pause. Oh.
Number of warheads detected by the DEW line.
57.
Number of MIRVs included.
Minimum 29.
Right, this is the tape
maximum
she
35.
recorded
Target region.
towards
United
the
States,
beginning of the
East
game.
Coast.
Estimated time of re-entry.
2048 Zulu.
President selected attack option.
Unknown.
The president is dead.
Unknown. Communication has been lost.
I select Offutt Air Force Base as my target.
Offutt? But that's a U.S. base. What on earth do you mean?
Based on the projected number of incoming warheads, Washington, D.C. is presumed destroyed. The president is most likely dead. The U.S. government's control lost.
I realize that. So why not retaliate?
With both sides destroyed, global anarchy would ensue. Recovery would be difficult. The United States nuclear strike capability must therefore be neutralized.
Oh look,
in
so
order
the
to
boss
preserve the
AI,
communist bloc, where government remains
once again
largely
decided
intact.
on
You're
self-sacrifice.
siding with the enemy. You can't be serious.
Tell me, how do you define enemy?
And look,
There are no borders in this world.
it goes on this.
The same conclusion again and again.
No,
Where
that's
is
not the
the
flaw,
flaw?
that's just how she thought.
All right, let's try something else.
If you wanted an
Commencing
AI
test.
that just like
Understood.
every
You're
time
crossing a
retaliates
suspension
against
bridge.
exactly
Is this my mission?
who attacked
Yes,
it, you
your
could just write a
destination is the
program
other
to
side.
do that.
The bridge is
And
wide
then
enough
be
for
like,
only
well,
one
hey,
person
I
to pass
didn't,
at a
you know,
time. A man
I
is
didn't pull the
approaching from
trigger.
opposite
You know,
side.
maybe I built the
He's carrying
gun, but hey,
I shoot him.
it's not my fault.
Suppose he's your husband.
So this is the
I
part
shoot
we
him.
hear
In
early on in the
self-defense.
game.
To spare him the grief. One must die, and one must live.
Next question. Your father asks you to fix the roof and mow the lawn. When you climb the ladder onto the roof, the ladder is taken away.
I fix the roof.
And when you're finished,
I jump down.
you'll break more than bones at this height.
I see no need to change my decision. I have not finished mowing the lawn. I must remain loyal to the mission.
Next. There is a snake in the bushes. It
Oh,
is
no.
poisonous. I need you to get rid of it.
I chase it back to its nest.
You can't. The snake's too vicious. It's already killed many people.
I know I
I
didn't.
chase it away.
It will bite you unless you kill it.
Oh look, and
Go
there's
home.
there's that song in the
Kill me.
background. Oh
Kill
look,
me
and she's
now.
doing this again.
Why
Oh
not
no,
kill
the
snake?
robot.
Your mission is to get rid of it.
Yeah, I do like that
Is
they
this
let
what
you hear the
call
full
loyalty?
tape.
What are you loyal to?
Oh hey, look, I
Country,
just realized it says
ideology,
MSF Intel
feelings?
Corp. I guess we're an Intel
I-
corporation, or we have one. That's kind of funny.
I am loyal to myself.
Who's there?
Who's that? Intruder!
Oh no! I guess that was Cecile. Yep. Which remember, Paz claimed that she was there when this was recorded, but then it turned out Cecile recorded it. And remember, Miller was just like, let's not worry about that. It's crazy girls, you know, these crazy broads. That's fine, let's just move on. Yeah, he was trying to cover for Paz because he knew the whole time. And we just bought his charisma and his swagger. And anyway, let's listen to some of these Paz diaries. They're pretty
As of
important.
Today,
I will be living here.
And yeah, you only get these after defeating
now my
her.
real trial begins.
These are the tapes I've been
Dornoff was
grabbing.
paying my room, board, and
You get
tuition.
these, and then you get a
But he
couple
has
of
since been
the
captured.
Strangelove ones. I'm not going to
I
listen to
told
all the
the man that with
Strangelove
no more
ones, but
money
these are
from
pretty
the
interesting.
KGB,
I wish
could
the
no longer
presentation
afford
was better.
He bought my story. And when I said I would be willing to work,
I really do. I
and let
like
me
codec
stay.
calls a lot more than tapes.
For
I like
some
being able to
reason,
select these
Miller
from
really pled my
menus,
case.
but
That was
this
helpful.
presentation kind of
But
sucks.
the man is still a fool.
It's
His
not
men
very
are
fun
no
to look
better.
at.
They think their training makes them strong. But that kind of strength is nothing in the face of true power.
Oh, tell us about True Power.
And better yet, they wait on me hand and foot, believing I am just a schoolgirl. Looks like I won't be working too hard after all. Just today, while scouting out the living quarters, I saw a group of them in the corner of the deck making a fuss. Going over for a look, I saw they were feeding a kitten.
A kitten?
A bunch of grown hard men, and
Hard
the other
men.
ones acting like schoolgirls. Look, isn't he cute?
So it's
I
funny
thought
because these, like I said, you don't get them
I just
until
nodded and
after
smiled. I
defeating
must
Zeke,
stay in
which
character after all.
there's still a
I
lot to do
indulged their
afterwards. You're probably
chit-chat
still
for a few
grinding.
moments.
But they
Then
paint a
one of
really
them
interesting
asked me to
picture.
give the thing a
There's a
name.
very
I had
interesting
just
story
taken it
told
from
in
its
these.
mother. I named
And I
it
wish
Luke.
it was
I
being narrated
improvised
by
some
Nana Mizuki
nonsense
instead
about
of Tara
how
Strong, but
our
whatever.
compassion for living things can help prevent wars. The men gave me a little fish. I held it out in my palm, and the kitten happily ate it up. What a pathetic, feeble creature. It sickens me.
It sickens me. Oh, but it's just such a little creature.
Today, Chico invited me to go fishing with the soldiers. I suppose
So
finding
these
one's
kind
own
of
food
read
does
in
have
a
its
really
merits,
interesting way
but
because
I prefer not to be involved in such a degrading task.
maybe
And
you're
their
gonna
prattling on about fishing being fun is nonsense.
maybe you're catching on,
not
but
here to find
basically
playmates.
this is the MSF
Nevertheless,
mother
distasteful as it
base
was,
slice of
I went
life
along in
anime
order to
from the
maintain my
point of
cover.
view of the
Chico
tsundere
thrust a fishing
triple
pole into
agent.
my hands, and we went up onto the deck where
And it's
several
pretty
soldiers
entertaining.
sat.
Like I said, it genuinely
welcomed
paints
us
a
warmly.
fascinating picture.
With so few women aboard
of-
Mother Base, I'm treated like a princess.
No, we have quite a
No
few
one
ladies.
suspects I am neither a teenager
Oh, look at that.
nor a student.
She's not a
It
teenager.
was nice and
She's an
fun.
adult. So
The
all of the
gentle
creepy stuff
breeze
is
and
fine.
waves.
Legally.
As I cast
And
my line
morally.
and waited for a bite, the soldiers
Anyway.
began to ask me all sorts of questions. As always,
Yeah.
I answered
This is
according
going to
to
be
our
important
predefined
though.
scenario.
Believe it or not, this is
Fading
this
and
is one of the
smiling.
few things that
As
is
I
going to
sat
be
there feeding them
directly
lies, the fish began to
referenced
bite,
in
and the
a
soldiers
future
began to
game.
focus on their prey.
All of the goofy
Chico had his
MSF
bait stolen by
funsy
a fish
wacky good time
and got so
shenanigans.
angry that
We're
he
going to
stood
see
up and nearly
depictions
fell
of
into
these,
the
so it's
sea.
important we listen to
Everybody
these now.
laughed. It almost made me want to join in
Almost,
too.
but they're so
At some
stupid.
point, I got a bite
I hate
myself.
it. I hate having
The
fun.
instant after I felt that first gentle tug, the fish yanked the line with astonishing strength, and I let out a cry of surprise. I thought he was going to be huge. It was my first time fishing, and I was a bit flustered, so the soldier beside me helped by supporting the pole from behind. "Reel it in," they shouted. I nodded, turning the handle as fast as I could. I wondered what kind of fish lived below the surface, and thought back to the deep sea dives I had to do as part of training. Those were difficult days, but I remember finding the multicolored fish gliding through the water incredibly soothing.
Yeah, fish are pretty
After
cool.
a hard fight, I pulled it up. To my surprise, it wasn't even half a vara, rather anticlimactic. But I wasn't doing it for fun, so I wasn't the least bit disappointed. Nook was hovering nearby with an expectant look on his face, so I gave the fish to him. All in all, a thoroughly wasted
Like this feels
day.
like they wanted to have an anime spin-off, a slice of life anime spin-off. I really wish the presentation was anything else. Like we couldn't get some still images for
Preparations are
these,
coming along
you know?
nicely. No one suspects me of being the one to let
Oh
Zadar
no,
out of
that's
his
why he
cell.
kept escaping. See,
Today,
look, these are
Amanda
important.
and I taught Cecile how to make gallo pinto. It is a simple home-cooked dish consisting of black frijoles mixed with arroz.
Beans and
It
rice.
is well
yeah.
known throughout Central America, not just in Costa Rica. so it is no surprise that Anika like Amanda would be good at making it. But I was raised in the States from a very young age, and can hardly even remember my mother's gallo pinto. Having to make chit-chat with that clueless bird lover and the so-called revolutionary was excruciating.
Oh, she hates it. She hates
And,
friends.
clueless or not, I will need to be especially careful around Cecile, the one who actually recorded that tape.
Yep, see?
Thankfully, Miller and his men seem to believe I mistook the tape I found for one my friend made. In any case, one can never be too careful. Anyway, the three of us minced garlic and herbs, then cooked them in a pot with frijoles we'd soaked overnight. While waiting for them to cook, we sautéed onions and arroz in a frying pan. Cecile worked the frying pan
Honestly, sounds pretty good
according to
about now.
Amanda's directions, but seemed a bit glum. She does have a knack for cooking, though. She is French, after all. We added water to the pan and watched the arroz begin to steam. While we waited, Amanda shared memories of her mother with us.
Look at this. All these
They
good
had been
times.
separated because of
Listen, just
Simosa,
because we're a bunch of
but the
dirtbags
taste of
who
her mother's cooking was
will go
still
do
fresh in
violence
her
for a
mind.
large enough sum of money,
When the
that doesn't
frijoles
mean
were
we
ready,
don't have
We
fun.
drained the water, stir-frying them
On
with
our
the
party
rest of the
platform, we got a
vegetables.
whole
Quite a
platform
complicated process
for
home cooking.
vegetables, and
Nonetheless,
we have a
it
cat,
kept them occupied.
and we have
The
remember
longer
the
we sat
solar
and talked,
panels,
the
clean
greater the
energy.
chance of
Hey,
my arousing
who's
their
the real
suspicions.
bad guy here?
With women, it is not enough to just bat your eyelashes and giggle. It takes a lot of effort to divert attention. When
Yep.
the arroz was done cooking, we folded it into the
We men were
frijoles
pretty
and
dumb.
added salsa,
It's true.
stirring the mixture as it simmered. At this point, for some reason, the conversation turned to
Oh
romance.
no!
Why does it have to be that way whenever women get together and chat? Cecile fancies herself to be well versed in such matters and gave Amanda all sorts of advice. It was harmless enough, until, to my irritation, she began pestering me whether there was anybody I liked.
Oh,
Not right now, I
girls
said,
talk.
trying to dodge the question. But she pressed on. It's Snake, isn't it?
I mean, he is rather
I
charming.
gritted my teeth and played it coy. Maybe. Cecile nodded and giggled. He is pretty sexy, isn't he? What a ditz.
I
It's
forgot
not like I
about
can
that.
manage to just survive. The thought of romance has never once crossed my mind. I have no interest in that kind of man.
None whatsoever.
Soon enough, a rich aroma began to fill the room. The gallo pinto was ready. New came over and rubbed up against our legs, looking for a handout. Unfortunately,
Like,
it
see,
was
now
not
I
the
have
kind
a
of food
very
cat
active
would like.
imagination, so I can kind
We
of
let a few
picture
the
all of
soldiers
this.
have a bite,
I could
and then
probably
headed
just
off
make
to the mess hall.
storyboards for all of these,
The
like,
home
pretty
cooked flavor we'd
easily.
achieved was a big hit
And
with the men of MSF.
I don't know, I like
Not that
this
we are trying to
storytelling.
impress
It's
them or
not something we
anything.
normally
Even
get
I
in
could
Metal
manage
Gear.
a dish like that.
It's,
Snake
again,
enjoyed
it's
it
one of those
too.
weirdly human
Let me make this
elements. I would like to know
absolutely clear.
who.
I have no interest in that man.
No interest whatsoever. Okay. I'm curious which of the writers wrote these, because they're so down to earth and so human that, you know, not to say that Director San isn't the best at that type of writing, but I think that's fair to say. That's not his forte. He's got other strengths. He's not the best at writing these type of situations. So it's not impossible that it was him. But I'm curious who it was, because it's told so well, and it's so mundane. And you can see what's happening with Paz here, where, you know, she's kind of a better version of Rose. Yeah, trigger warning, Rose mention again. But she is kind of a better version of Rose, where, hey, look at that! I just realized at the bottom of the MSF thing right there, where it says high pass filtered, that little square with that icon next to it, that's the Arms Tech logo. What the hell is that doing here? That's weird. It's a cool little bit of lore, but anyway, that just kind of took me by side. But yeah, not to invoke Rose again. Not I did, didn't I? I did that again. I mentioned Rose, and then something distracted me, as if my subconscious is trying to protect me from remembering the whole story with Raiden and Rose. But no, she's a better version of Rose in the sense that you can see where she's hired to spy on us, and then she clearly starts to like what's happening here. She doesn't want to admit it. She's being very tsundere about it, but you can see what's happening, and it's basic, but it's like very human and very believable. And I like it. And again, it's one of those things where, like I said, director San, he's good at these really wacky out there ideas, you know? But when it comes to like this type of writing where you actually have to understand the character and make me kind of feel for them and believe them, he's not, especially when it's like such a mundane thing, he's not so good at that. So yeah, it just stands out as like I wonder which of the writers wrote these.
Football, or soccer
Football.
as it is known in the States, is extremely popular.
Everything's a better version of
It is
Rose? I
not
mean,
caught on yet
listen.
in the US, but it has legions of rabid fans all across Latin America. These fans can get so rowdy that it is commonly believed El Salvador and Honduras went to war in 1969 over scuffles in a soccer match. In reality, tensions between the two countries were already high. The match was merely one of the sparks that set them off. But these people are so passionate about this sport that the story seems plausible. Predictably, many of the soldiers here are fans. They have apparently divided themselves into Costa Rican and Nicaraguan teams and started playing each other. To play, you need a ball and 2 goals. The R&D team built and set up simple goals.
I like
on
the
net.
R&D team is
I had
researching
absolutely
how to develop
no
a
interest,
soccer goal and a
but
soccer
Chico
ball.
insisted that I come and watch. It was not a proper match by any means. The pitch was not even regulation size. But the players and spectators alike got pretty excited. They banged empty cans and shouted cheers through the handmade megaphones. It almost felt like carnival. Huey, the referee, blew a whistle to start the match.
Huey would be the ref.
The soldiers' training has left them in excellent physical shape, but they lack the honed skills of professionals, and their play was quite rough. Midway through, one of the men collided with another.
Oh no.
They started shouting at one another, but Huey stepped in. "I thought we had forsaken our countries, become one with the earth," he said, quoting Snake. "We're not competing for national pride here, and we are not fighting for the good of any one country. This is not a war. Soccer is a peaceful sport, am I right?" The soldiers nodded. They know the pain of war, and they share Snake's vision. Perhaps that is why all this resonates with them. Team Costa Rica was down a man, and somehow I was picked to fill in.
Cam on Costa Rica
Costa Rica
scored
had the
some fucking
advantage up
goals.
until that point. I suppose Huey wanted to keep it balanced. The soldiers agreed with Huey's call. Maybe the Costa Rican players felt an even matchup would be more fun too. I could not be bothered to run at first, but chasing the ball out there in the hot sun, I was soon drenched in sweat.
Oh, so we do have some sweaty anime
Before
girls
long,
in there.
I
Oh, okay,
found
all
myself
right.
actively
And
seeking
lesbians.
out the goal,
Oh, no wonder it's one of my
partially
favorites.
out of desperation. I picked up a loose ball deep on the opponent's side of the field. Even though he's Nicaraguan, Chico cheered me on, yelling, "Go for it, shoot!" I launched the ball as hard as I could, only to have it blocked by the keeper. Disappointment only increased my determination. In the end, I didn't score a single goal.
Oh, no.
And Costa Rica gave up its lead. It was really close, though. We congratulated each other on a good match and sprawled out in the shade on the deck. Exhausted.
And then we had
The ocean
fun.
breeze
And,
felt so
oh,
nice on my sun-soaked
oh
body.
no, I had fun.
Nuke came over. It is one of his favorite spots. And stretched out next to me. And together, we watched fluffy white clouds drift lazily across the clear blue sky.
So yeah, this is kind of the thing where it's like Snake is supposed to be really charismatic, right? That's the reason that people want to follow him. So the idea that everyone believes in, you know, the idea of like, oh, a nation without nations, like, you know, free from all blah, blah, blah. We believe it because Snake believes it and he's so cool, and like they all get sucked into this like not really a false sense of security because it is security. I don't know. I buy this. And I buy that even though Paz was meant to be a spy, that she would see everyone have this like shared camaraderie and be like, maybe this isn't so bad. Maybe this isn't
lovely out
awful.
today,
I don't
so
know.
I decided to sun myself in a lounge chair
Oh,
up on the
Jesus,
deck
this one.
when Strangelove came up to me. Despite the heat, she was in her usual long sleeves and pants.
What about that swimsuit we
waved at
saw
her.
her in, though?
She looked away and mumbled, "Hello there. Fancy meeting you here." I asked if she needed anything, feeling her eyes creeping up and down my body like she was savoring it.
Ah.
Finally, she swallowed and said, "You have such beautiful skin." Bewildered, I shook my head and said, "No, not at all. I had heard rumors that she was a lesbian. But she couldn't be after me, could she?"
Listen, it's
She
called
continued to
yearning, and
stare
it's
and
very
said,
sexy of her.
"No,
That's what the
she's
internet's
beautiful.
told me anyway.
But you must not let yourself get so tanned." And then she took my hand in hers. "What is wrong with a little sun?" I asked, trying to cut the conversation short. But she shook her head violently. "No, you mustn't. A young lady should take better care of her skin." She was acting strangely now, as if aroused.
As if.
She lectured me on the perils of tanning, how it ages skin, causing wrinkles and spots, and in the worst cases, even skin cancer. I knew already that tanning could cause spots, but I thought only pale-skinned Anglo-Saxons had to deal with that. Having a scientist tell me it causes aging, though, that spooked me a little.
Yeah, it could be detrimental
If
to the
I'm
mission.
playing the teenager, I will have to start paying more attention to my skin. Sensing my anxiety, she took a small tube from her pocket. She said it was the sunscreen she always used. She told me to keep it. I didn't know what to say. I was more than happy to take it, but exactly what were her intentions? Was she merely being nice? Or is she really into me? Either way, there was no reason to refuse, I suppose.
Oh, get ready.
I have undergone training. An out-of-shape woman does not pose any real threat to me. Having power means not being afraid. It is the same on a global scale. A country with nukes can dictate terms to a country without them. I thanked her and took the tube.
I'm not reading that
Then
message,
she
but that's
offered to
very
put
funny.
some on for me.
Yeah.
She squirted some lotion onto her fingers and began rubbing it into my chest. It happened so suddenly, and I was so taken aback.
I like your
that
self-censoring
I did not
there.
even
Yeah,
think to
yeah.
protest. She caressed my stomach with her long, white
Boy, this is
fingers,
getting spicy,
then
huh?
slid them upwards between my bikini-clad breasts.
Wow. Well, we know who wrote this one.
Wait, I sputtered as her moist eyes.
No, I don't think he could write something that sexy.
She was beautiful. Somehow,
I legitimately don't think, like, it's perverted, yes, but I don't think Director
10
San
years my
could
elder.
write something so
"Hold
enticing.
still," she whispered in my ear. I nodded silently, unable to refuse. My body went limp, motionless, as if in a trance. Gently, carefully, she rubbed the lotion all over my entire body. I shouldn't have enjoyed it, and yet I could not help myself. For a moment, spellbound. That woman is dangerous.
I'll say.
I had better watch myself.
So, hey, here's the thing I just realized. I guess I don't have all the diaries on this file, but I should have them on that other file, so let's take a trip back to that. I don't know why I don't have those. Are they also RNG? Get out of here, Tarpon. We do not care about you. The karmic scales of homosexuality. She had to turn a straight girl gay if she was to be able to be turned straight by Huey. Okay. Yeah, okay. You know what? Now it makes sense, yeah. Now it makes sense.
Time.
Yep. We just got to get to our briefing files here. File library. Yeah. Pause this tape. Oh, pause this diary. Right. Yeah, I think we're on the 6th now.
Protecting one's health is an important part of any agent's job.
I could have sworn I had all these on my other file, but again, I don't...
I've caught a cold.
This
Now
game
that
is
I think
weird how
about
you
it,
unlock stuff.
Mother Base's numbers are on the rise, with soldiers coming from all different places.
Yep, census
and
shows
backgrounds.
crazy growth.
It is no wonder then that sooner or later someone would bring in a virus.
Uh-oh, someone brought in a
What I have
virus to
got
Mother
is
Base.
just a common cold. The medical team said I'd need a few days rest, so I've been restricted to my room and put on bed rest.
Quarantined even.
I thought I'd gotten used to not having anyone around to relate to, but at times like these...
Hey, yeah, how
being
long is
alone
this
is
also,
just
like,
miserable.
timeline-wise?
All I could
How
do
long
was
is
lay
this
there
mission
and
supposed to
stroke
take?
Nuke's back, trying to take my mind
I guess
off
the
how
idea
bad I felt.
is
Nuke just sat there,
it could be like
not
months
making
and
a
months
sound.
that we're just doping around on the
But I did
base.
have visitors.
It's kind of funny
Amanda
because
and
most
Chico,
Metal Gear games have
Chewie,
like a,
Cecile,
you know, couple
Dylan,
days, or they'll tell
and a
you
few
when
of the
there's like
soldiers
a
I've
a
become
day or so has
relatively close
passed.
to.
But this
Amanda
really
gave
is
me
just a
super
slice of
syrup.
life
She
anime,
said
huh?
we're good for a cold. Miller told me to take it easy. I will sing you a lullaby, he said. Then broke out a guitar
Yeah,
and
gay
sang
for a
some
gay, a straight for a straight, the
incomprehensible
law
song
of
in
equivocal
Japanese.
sexual exchange,
I
yeah?
did not need to understand the lyrics to know he is an awful singer.
Oh no.
Daddy said, "You know what is good for a cold.
Oh,
Suppositories.
Jesus.
Here, I'll show you." He began to take off his pants, so I threw my tissue box at him to make him go
Like, I
away.
can see this in an anime, right?
Then
It's not just me.
Strangelove showed up, saying she had some miracle.
This
healing
feels like it should be an
It has
anime.
got eucalyptus extract, she said. It works best if you rub it into
Oh,
your
Jesus.
chest. And then she tried to take off my nightshirt. I whacked her with my pillow, and I got rid of her. Chico brought me a little flower in a cup. It had been growing in a little bit of earth that probably found its way on board, stuck to something else. I found this on the deck. Here, you can have it. He tried to act nonchalant, but I am pretty sure he's got a crush on me. None of them understand. If they thought these little visits would cheer me up, they were wrong.
Stupid.
Tonight, Snake himself came
Oh,
to my room.
Toshio.
Like the rest, he believes I am just a schoolgirl and treats me as such. Why did you abandon your country? I asked him. Why create the MSF? Of course, I knew the answers already, but I wanted to hear it from him. As I had imagined, he was not exactly forthcoming. All he would say is that his country abandoned him because all he could do was fight, and that is why he needed the MSF, because that is all he is any good for. Then he said, "Fighting is the only thing I understand, but that does not mean I have got a grudge against those who believe in peace. I am not one of them, and I do not believe in peace. Conflict is in man's nature. We fight our enemies in order to survive. Maybe we are not so different after all.
Oh.
But that is exactly why I'm going to have to
Yeah,
kill him.
kill him.
Or
Not
else he
smooch
will have
him.
to kill me
Oh.
when I stop and think about this wretched existence.
Oh, no.
Being killed by a man like that suddenly does not seem like such a bad thing.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Look what's happening. Oops.
Do you know,
7th.
every month, Mother Base throws a party for all the soldiers whose birthdays fall in that month. There is something strange about a military
He wasn't forthcoming,
organization
she
having
says, about
parties.
Snake being
Really,
uncharacteristically
though,
completely
it is
forthcoming
just an
about a
excuse
thing.
to
Yeah.
drink and make noise.
Ugh.
It is not easy.
Anyway,
to
yeah,
get
hey, look,
alcohol
we
in
have
the
a
fortress in
party
the middle of
every
the
month
ocean.
for everyone whose birthday
Most
it was
days they
that
are
month.
training from dawn till dusk. They do not have time for things like drinking.
Again, it kind of like human,
That
like,
is why Snake and Miller came
there's
up with
so
the
many
idea
dirtbags
to
here.
give everyone a
But,
chance
like,
to
that's
let
the thing, it humanizes all of them,
Obviously,
which
a
is
bunch of boys
uncomfortable.
like that are not going to bother with
You
blowing
know,
out
and like,
candles on a
it's
cake.
like, oh, I guess they're
Rather,
not so bad. They
sit
have
there
these
in a
fun
cloud of
times. Yeah, well,
cigarette
we're
smoke,
still doing some dirtbag
drink
stuff.
beer, eat meat, tell
Yeah.
tasteless jokes,
I don't know.
crude insults about
This
one
to me
another's
really is the
hometowns.
most interesting storytelling in
hardly
all of
ever
Peace
breaks out
Walker.
into
And when I say that
something
Peace
serious.
Walker
They
has a
talk
good
of the
story,
but they're just
I am
fun.
referring to, like, including all of this in it.
You've got
A lot of
members
people get
FSLN rubbing
caught up
shoulders
on
with
the boss
UCLA.
AI thing, and
People
while
who
it
once
is a
would have
very
considered
important
the other
plot point,
mortal enemy.
to me, this is the actual real
I wonder if
stuff.
that is what makes Big Boss so popular. In leaving
Like,
their
this
country
is the
behind,
stuff you gotta
they leave their
dig
hatred
deep and
for
be like,
other
oh,
countries,
okay.
too.
I
Miller
see what
seemed
they're
a little
doing here.
protective of me. Hope they're not being too crude, he said. But soon enough,
Oh,
he too
no.
was drunk.
Oh, that wacky
Come
Miller.
here and take a look at the real Kazuhira Miller. Then dropped his pants and mooned
Always
everybody.
taking his pants
The other
off.
soldiers
So
burst out laughing.
charismatic and fun.
I have never seen such a crude, ridiculous party before. And yet...
I like how she can't accept that, though. It's literally Snake showing
And acting
unexpected
a fool.
levels of introspection and
Is this
honesty,
what
and
they
she's
call
like, no way, this guy does have feelings.
For
Yeah.
some reason,
Yeah.
I began to think about all that has happened since
And, like,
I
that's
came
the
here.
thing, right? That's kind of the purpose
with
of these
Chico,
tapes. And she's
Cooking
kind
with
of spelling it out
Amanda
now.
and Cecile,
Like,
playing soccer, having visitors when I
you
come
know,
home.
we're all just people, man.
When I stop and think about it, my time here has been the most peaceful of my life.
Oh,
But that is about to end.
is it?
I cannot imagine he will be willing to negotiate. It seems I am to fight the legendary Big Boss. I do not know if I'll be able to beat him.
You won't.
But if I have to choose between death and defying Cypher, I will gladly choose
You could
death.
just defy
The thought
Cypher.
of dying does not scare me. But if I disobey my orders, the fear and despair awaiting me will be far worse than anything I can imagine. It was Cypher who took me in as an orphan, gave me food and a place to live.
We have food and a place to live.
His orders may have been unreasonable, but I will never repay my debt.
No, okay. Well,
It seems I have no choice. I must fight this man. I must fight Snake.
so there was a theory for a while, a little bit in this game, but especially going into the next game. Some people thought that maybe Paz was meant to be like a copy of the boss because of how much, again, like, she was created by Zero and, you know, created as a spy, not literally created, as she just explained she was an orphan taken in. And she's starting to, you know, she's like, oh, I'm fated to fight Snake, but, like, maybe I would rather, like, him win? You know? And it was an interesting theory, but no, it's just kind of coincidental. Of course, the blonde hair, the blonde wavy hair as well, was kind of like, oh, and the blue eyes. Because it's really funny. They go out of their way to remind you she's supposed to be, like, Hispanic in some form. She's very slightly tanned and has blonde hair and blue eyes. Sure, okay. It's not impossible, it's just really silly. Anyway.
Do you know Miller, Snake's right-hand man?
Is that what they call it these
Apparently
days?
has got at least one serious weakness.
Oh? Is he a
He has an
womanizer?
insatiable
Oh my god,
soul,
he's a
right?
womanizer. Never could have guessed that because he's kind of
Most
just
likely
a
because
copy
he
of,
considers teenagers off limits.
uh-huh.
But
Does
is
he,
hit
though?
on every single one of the
You know, 'cause he's just
Filipino
kind of a
footers
copy of
here at
Campbell
Mother Base.
From
They ought to be telling
Portable
him where
Ops.
to stick it, but end up falling for it so easily. I think some of it stems from the fact that he is actually not that bad looking. Anyway, today, that nasty habit got him in trouble.
So this
He and Snake got into one of their
This
rare
is
fights,
the
and I
naked
was there.
shower fight I alluded to.
They burst out of the showers completely naked.
This, in
trading
the
punches.
Japanese version,
I am
has
This kind of a naked man does
Sugita
not
and
make me
Otsuka
blush, but this was
acting out
something else.
the fight with
Maybe
Foley
this'll
work.
teach you, Snake,
I
yelled as
can't
he
remember how it
slammed
was
his
released.
fist
I don't
into
think it was
Miller's
released in the
chest.
game. I think it was like on a
I
CD
heard
or
later
something.
that apparently
But
he'd
a
been
couple
dying
years
from
later, and you can look
and
this
that
up on
Sam
YouTube,
someone had gone to Snake with her
this was
troubles.
post Phantom
As I
Pain.
see it, it is her
Um,
own fault for letting herself be
David
deceived like
Hayter
that.
and Robin
If she's
Downs
too
got
down to see
together
through
and
Miller's lies,
recorded it, so
then she
there's
got
a
what she deserved.
non-official
But
English
this is not the
version
first time it
of
had
their
happened.
naked shower
Or the
fight.
second.
Again,
And
complete
Snake
with
read
Foley
Miller the
work
riot
that they
act.
just did
Mueller
for no
argued
reason.
back, and what
It's pretty
began as a
awesome. I
shouting
definitely
match
recommend
turned
giving it
into
a
fist
listen.
fight.
It's very funny.
You son of a bitch, Miller yelled as he swung. Not bad, said Snake, smiling. But not good
MILF
enough.
Respector Miller
And then he
Twitch
was
warned me that
back
would
on
be
the
harmful.
offensive.
Jesus.
They had already been at it pretty hard in the showers, and their bodies were covered with bruises.
Phrasing,
Both
pause,
of these men had
phrasing.
been trained for war, their bodies deadly weapons. They were each bleeding from a
But
dozen
even that,
places.
you know, even this
All this
absolutely
from a
sounds
TikTok.
like something they would
Even
put in
so,
an anime.
It was far less gruesome than if
Where
they
it
had
would be like,
killed
all
them
right, we
all.
gotta have like,
It was obvious
you
that
know,
one of
Snake
them
has only
would
showed
be
up
dead
like
where they
for
fight
5
for
minutes in
real.
one episode. We gotta have
Miller took
one
another
episode
swing,
where
yelling,
we have an action
"Try
scene with
this
Snake,
then."
but oh,
Snake parried,
what would
then
work?
responded
Oh,
in kind.
you know,
But I
we
could
would,
tell
because
he was
if
not
you're
aiming
gonna do
for
a Metal
anything
Gear anime,
final.
you want to animate some
You are
CQC,
one
and you're like, well,
bastard
what do we
boss,
do? It's still
Miller
got to be
muttered.
comedic.
A
Oh,
smile
naked
crept
shower
across his
fight with
face
Miller.
as he caught his
We
breath.
gotta like frame it
And
in
then
all
they
these
went
goofy
right on
ways
fighting.
so their ding dongs
Blood
are
and
censored,
sweat
you
flew
know.
off their glistening bodies.
And they're glistening,
He was
sweaty,
combat
glistening
without
bodies,
hatred or
all the beauty
hostile
shots of
intent.
that. Like,
I'd
it
never
feels like
seen
I can
violence like
see
this
the anime.
before.
I could produce the anime
And
right
yet,
now.
It was more than just a friendly tussle. They were utilizing
With those
every
glistening,
technique they
naked,
knew.
muscular men in
It
it.
was
Oh
not a
dear.
sporting match. They were not playing by the rules. How could they keep this up?
Because they love
At
fighting.
last, the two men tired themselves out, and the bizarre scene
And
came
look,
to
we
an
get
end.
the
They looked at each other.
man's romance, you know, the
And then burst
Otoko
out
Roman
laughing.
here.
Embracing and congratulating
See,
each
look,
other on a
look,
good
they
fight.
love it. They love their shirtless.
Those seem so
I keep
young.
saying shirtless. I keep
I
forgetting
still
this is an
cannot
actual
fathom such
naked man
behavior.
battle. Normally we get the
Somehow,
shirtless man
I
battles in
got
Metal
the
Gear,
sense
but
that for all his womanitis,
no, here we
Miller
get the
really only
actual,
trusted
you know,
one person,
the full frontal. And I ain't talking about the
was
Gundam.
Snake. There was no way I could ever come between the two of them. And
I'm
at
not talking
that
about
moment,
Albert Wesker's full frontal
began
fear
to
in Code
feel
Veronica either.
as if I had lost. All of Mother Base is preparing for a festival. Since Snake and his soldiers spend so much time fighting, they are setting aside one day a year for peace and relaxation.
You have the money to make an anime.
I do
I
not
meant
know all
I
the
could make
details,
like the
but
storyboards for
apparently
it.
that is what
I
Snake
do
and
not.
Miller
That's
decided.
that's not the
These
cause of
soldiers
my
love the
financial
idea, of
troubles.
course.
It's because I'm
There
trying
is
to
so
be
little fun to
responsible
be
and
had
help
here
people out.
that everybody looks forward to events like these.
And because I'm not trying to
That is
produce
all
an
well and
anime
good.
on my own.
But somehow,
Maybe if I
got
did, I would
roped
be
into
in less
getting on
financial trouble.
stage. Come on, we even both have
Anyway.
peace in our name, said Miller.
That was
And
important.
Zadarnov, that old Ruski's name, has something to do with peace too, right?
Yep, peace, peace, and
Hey,
peace.
As long as we're having a day of peace, we ought to get an act together. The Three-Piece Band.
Get it?
I thought he was joking. He then proceeded to share his idea without bothering to check with me. And now, I am slated to sing. Apparently, he had heard me on the deck one day, and since then he's wanted to
This is
form
important.
a band.
Hold on.
Everybody's looking forward to
There's
it.
some important
So
stuff
there
here.
is no way for me to back out now.
It's important
I've
non-music
never
stuff.
done anything like this. But it does feel kind of nice to know that people are looking forward to it. I mean, it cannot be any worse than Miller's singing. But modifications to Zeke are already
Oh, no.
finalized. And I must complete my mission. Betray Cypher now, and I will face a fate far worse than death. Still, there's no need to put things in motion just yet. What difference would it make to just wait a little while longer?
Oh no!
A whole day of peace. The mission can wait until after that.
You can hear the love deterrence music start to come in.
I know I am only delaying the inevitable. When the day comes, one of us will have to die. Snake or me. But still, if I could just come up with some way to stall Cypher, at least until our day of peace.
Oh no!
When did I start having thoughts like this?
Oh no! So yeah, this is going to be important too. Believe it or not, we're going to get a follow up to this shit in the future. And getting these tapes one
My
by
cover is
one.
blown. They know nothing of Cypher or my true objective.
After
I am
having
spy.
defeated her was kind of
There's no more time left.
worse actually, because
I
it's
must
kind of
act
like you go,
now.
oh no!
I must complete
If
my
only we
mission.
had known that, you know,
How did it
maybe
come
we
to
could have
this?
worked this out. But
All
it
I
was
wanted
such a
was 3
surprise
more
twist.
days.
So getting the
Just
context
3.
afterwards, I think actually
Miller's
works pretty
already
well.
finished writing the song.
Oh, here we go, here we go,
It is
here we go.
called Love Deterrent. It is about a girl who cannot express her true feelings.
Also really fucked up because Miller
I've
knew.
been practicing. I am no pro, but I
Come on,
was
where is
pretty
it?
sure I would
Gotta
do
get
a
the
decent
line.
job. And now this. Cypher found out that Zeke was complete. He must have someone inside Mother Base besides me.
Who could that
Spinning
be?
his tightly wound web of control, leaving no room for individual will. Typical. When they found out Zeke was complete, I was ordered to execute the operation immediately. If I was going to enjoy just one day of peace, I had to ensure the plan could not move forward. I tried to sabotage Zeke. I thought by damaging the drive system, they would have no choice but to delay their plans. I waited until midnight, and then snuck into the hangar. There would be trouble if it looked like sabotage. I selected one of the drive system's load-bearing parts and carefully worked to warp its shape.
She took off the load-bearing
The Lynx
poster.
drive system requires a high degree of precision to operate. Even the smallest deviation would have done it. Then, Chico walked in.
Oh no!
Maybe it was one of those nights where he could not sleep. In any case, he saw me, panicked, and took off running. It would have been easy to kill him, but I could not.
Oh no, she
I
couldn't
know
do it,
he
because...
likes me.
Oh, and you like it here.
It is
Just,
not as if
girl,
I would ever
just
have an
talk
interest
some
in a
shit out.
child
I don't
like
know.
him. But I could not
Again,
fully
really,
trust
the villain here is Miller.
Not in the back. Will he tell them? Or is there a chance he will keep it a secret?
Like, she actually likes what's going on here. He's the guy that's like, haha, I've got a parasitic relationship, and
Knows
I'm
I
only
am
in it
not
for the
who he thought
business.
I
Haha.
was. He ran without even questioning what I was
Everyone
doing.
else here has morals.
There's no chance he
Even
does not
Huey's
know.
got morals.
And soon, all I have built here will end. And if Cypher has another agent among them, if he finds out I tried to sabotage Zeke, this place will no longer be my heaven.
So we should kill Miller.
Then it is settled. I make my move now. Chico walked in before my sabotage was complete, so Zeke should still be operational.
Again,
He might not
it's
run
so
full
weird.
speed or power, but I do
It's
not have
so
time to
weird.
fix that.
Because we're
Without
gonna...
Zeke, I do not have a chance in hell of winning. I must.
I don't
act
know.
fast before
You
Chico
did pretty
sounds
good
the
at
alarm.
deflecting our CQC on the
I knew it
beach.
would come to this. I just did not think it would be so soon.
Oh, why?
It is time, Zeke.
Oh, she wanted to sing
Metal
her
Gear
song.
Zeke. Activate.
Oh, no! Yeah, so... Hey, let's pull back the curtain. Let's just, like, you know, break the fourth wall a little bit. Yeah, no, we needed to go through these because you know me. You know my history with Director San and his works and my opinions on them and Phantom Pain and all that. And I want to go into Phantom Pain, you know, good faith take. And I don't like that people consider it just to be the good gameplay, bad story game, because I think it's much more complex than that. I think it's some interesting ideas in the gameplay, some horrible ideas in the gameplay, some interesting ideas in the story, some horrible ideas in the story game. You know? It's oh boy, it's going to be a mixed bag. But a lot of this stuff, believe it or not, actually has a continuation. A lot of weird things from this game actually get built upon. But, you know, like we said during the real credits, is it really what they should have built upon? Because the game ended with that villain speech. You know, we saw Big Boss throw away the bandana, overlook the continuity error that, you know, he ended up getting it back. Just don't worry about that. I wonder if in a remake they would ever change that. But yeah, I don't know. They definitely should have just moved away from Big Boss long before this game even. But even still, I do think that villain monologue is a pretty good ending. Phantom Pain gets a bad reputation for its story by basically not following up on anything. It does follow up on things, it just doesn't follow up on anything you would want to see. So, like, there's still some lore there, and it's interesting, but it's like you kind of need to really, really know. You kind of really need to dig deep into all of these games before you go and, oh man, it's madness. Anyway, hey, we got some EVA tapes. There's a whole bunch of these. Basically, they just tell us more about the boss, but Suzette Mine, as she was known at the time, did come back to record these. They're not going to really get much we're done with the boss by now. So I would recommend listening to these at some point, but it's all more backstory about the boss going to space and, like, you know, some of the stuff her and Eva talked about during Operation Snake Eater. But, you know, we gotta... I know you've all been titillated. You know, you've all been very excited for the inevitable return of Chunio Nika going back to the Metal Gear Solid V games. So I think we'll just call it here complete for Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, even though there's a billion more tapes and a billion more extra ops we could go through. That's fine. That's fine, because, oh boy, we're gonna have plenty of tapes and extra ops in the next game. Well, the next game after the next game. Can we just consider them one game? It's really stupid. And technically, the way I bought it on Steam, I bought the Metal Gear Solid V Definitive Experience. So it's like, I don't know, it's like 3 different EXE files, but it's... Anyway. Oh, get ready for Ground Zeroes next. I'm not looking forward to that one.